Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. e5 is a common response that establishes a presence in the center, controls d4, and opens up the queen and dark-squared bishop. Knight f3 develops the knight toward the center, attacks the e5 pawn and prepares to castle. Knight c6 develops the knight toward the center, protects the pawn on e5, and eyes the d4 square. The Ruy Lopez opening develops the bishop to immediately attack the knight on c6, the lone defender of the e5 pawn. a6 forces the bishop to decide, exchange or retreat. Bishop a4 safely retreats the bishop while keeping pressure on the knight. Knight f6 attacks the undefended e4 pawn and develops the knight at the same time. Castling gets the king out of the center and prepares to develop the rook to e1. Knight takes e4 captures the undefended e4 pawn. d4 takes space in the center, attacks the e5 pawn and allows the dark-squared bishop to develop. b5 takes space on the queen side and forces white's light-squared bishop to b3. Bishop b3 retreats the bishop to a more active square. This allows the opponent to pin a knight to the king. White can win a pawn using a fork with the right follow-up. This defends a knight that was under attack and had no defenders. Sacrificing the knight was the right idea. This wins a pawn. This prevents the opponent from being able to win a knight through a fork. This is the way to win a pawn. Recaptures. Takes back. Out comes the bishop and into the battle. This wins a pawn. Recaptures. This threatens to win a pawn through a fork. This threatens to win a knight by adding pressure to a pinned piece. This prevents the opponent from being able to win a pawn through a fork. White had an advantage, but now the game is close to equal. This is an equal trade. This threatens to tactically win a queen. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This threatens to tactically win a pawn. This protects the attacked pawn. White develops the bishop and attacks the center. That's fine. This activates a piece and simultaneously wins time by attacking a queen. This threatens to tactically win a rook. This threatens to tactically win a queen. This wins time by threatening a queen and forcing it to move away. This defends the attacked pawn. Black activates the last piece, bringing all pieces into play. This creates space for the king to move in case it is attacked. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it. This permits the opponent to eventually win a pawn. This is the way to win a pawn. This moves the bishop to safety. This overlooks an opportunity to tactically win a pawn. White still has the better position, but they lost their winning advantage. This moves the rook to safety. This moves the bishop to a more active square, making it gain scope. Very precise. This is the way to win a pawn. Recaptures. Takes back. Recaptures. Takes back. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. A very strong play. This is the strongest option. This evades the check from the rook. Black was worse off, but now they are in a losing position. Now black can't stop white from winning a pawn if they make the right moves. One of the best moves. This misses an opportunity to tactically win a pawn. This misses an opportunity to offer an equal trade of pieces. This is a fair move. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Recaptures. Right on target. This defends the attacked pawn. An active king is critical in the endgame, and getting it off of the back rank is the first step. Very precise. A solid choice. This is the strongest option. A very strong play. Now black can't stop white from winning a pawn if they make the right moves. One of the best moves. A solid choice. A very strong play. Right on target. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. One of the best moves. A solid choice. A very strong play. This move puts the rook on a safer square. Very precise. One of the best moves. This makes a passed pawn. This is the strongest option. This move puts the rook on a safer square. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. The piece finds a new active square. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. This steps away from the checking rook. A solid choice. This defends the attacked pawn. A very strong play. One of the best moves. A solid choice. Right on target. This evades the check from the rook. A very strong play. This steps away from the checking rook. Very precise. This steps away from the checking rook. That's fine. This evades the check from the rook. This is the strongest option. Placing a rook behind an opposing passed pawn can inhibit the pawn's ability to promote. Right on target. This evades the check from the rook. Very precise. This is the strongest option. That pawn was free for the taking. Right on target. Very precise. This is the strongest option. This steps away from the checking rook. One of the best moves. This evades the check from the rook. Right on target. This steps away from the checking rook. This threatens to eventually win a pawn. A solid choice. This evades the check from the rook. This threatens to play checkmate. This prevents the opponent from being able to play checkmate. Very precise. This is the strongest option. This evades the check from the rook. Right on target. This steps away from the checking rook. This move puts the rook on a safer square. This evades the check from the rook. A very strong play. Pushing a passed pawn. That was a free pawn. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. Placing a rook behind an opposing passed pawn can inhibit the pawn's ability to promote. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. Pushing a passed pawn. This puts the rook behind the other player's passed pawn. One of the best moves. Very precise.